Hello everyone, my name is LokaCola and welcome to this end of year, beginning of a new year video special thing. It's a looking back at 2023, the year that has been, and a little bit of looking forward for 2024, the year which is, well, it is now as you're watching, but not while I'm recording this, it's still 2023. But anyway, this will be the first video of the year, and this is something I always think, oh, I should do something like this, where I talk about the year that has gone by, and a little bit about what to expect from this channel during this year. But I never really get around to that, mostly because I'm incredibly lazy. Hence why I don't really do as many channel updates as I probably should. But that's how it is. So yeah, I know I can be overly rambling. So let's just get into this. Let's talk about the year of 2023 in terms of my channel. And this has been a odd year. I don't really know where how to put things. Like it's just been a bit odd in terms of what I've been doing, maybe more specifically what I haven't been doing, because well, I suppose it's not that weird. This year has felt a bit odd, considering it literally started odd with me finally realizing that, oh, there's something wrong with my internet that makes it incredibly laggy at completely random intervals. And for the first time, I've even had streams that have ended. Actually, it did happen the year prior of 2022, but I don't think it was until 2023 at the start of that year when I realized that, oh, there is something incredibly wrong going on here, because I'd have streams on, and then there would be a point where the internet completely died or something. So the stream on YouTube ended, but it was still going on my end. So it was just streaming out into the void or something, and I didn't realize this because it wasn't actually telling me anything. So this led to quite some frustrations. My memory is a bit fuzzy, but that's why I'm sitting here with my channel stuff going on. Yeah, there was a gap of streams between January and April. It wasn't until April where things finally got turned around. We switched out not only the router, because that was what was initially causing the problem. Then it was further. We took one extra step, and just completely switched internet provider. Because the one that gave us, or literally forced us, the new router that didn't work, then did absolutely nothing. The funniest part is when my dad called customer support. The customer support lady actually said, maybe you should probably switch provider, because this seems weird. So yeah, but speaking of streams, this has not been the year of streaming for me, because after the summer, I've just not streamed anything. My last week in Alokas was on August 27th with Rainbow Six Siege, and then the last stream I did was on September 20th. With happy hours, so and then streaming just hasn't been done, which I feel incredibly sorry and sad about. I would have liked to do do streams because I do find it fun. And I should point out that Weekend at Locus is not going anywhere. I think that's one of the backbones the channel is standing upon. Yeah, I am gonna steer myself back into the track. The reason why I haven't really streamed anything since, there are a couple of reasons, and one is to do with YouTube or with how I've been running my channel. The other is just real life stuff going on, and that makes it sound, oh, is there something serious going on? Not really. It's just that I have been working full time, and I've also tried to limit my streaming schedule because of this, based on prior experiences. And the thing is that I have avoided Sundays completely, even though with the schedule I have, it actually could work out fine, since I do get a bit of a sleep in on Mondays. But then Sundays have always ended up being, oh, let's fix this video that's going up on Monday. So I focused on that and just, taking a little bit of time off after that. Fridays I do work late, but at least it's still a little better compared with last year. I'm not quite as exhausted at the end of the day, but I still have been because of various reasons. So that has really only left Saturdays on streaming and for streaming. And when it's just one day, if there's anything else that happens, then it's oh, I guess there's no stream, and it just kept doing that. But the other reason is simply because I have been focusing so much on the videos, probably on a borderline unhealthy level. And this is all just my fault, because I've been like, oh, I have so much footage, I need to get rid of it. Especially since I decided to do this is the year of Call of Duty. Let's celebrate it in a very big way, and I think that helped cause a lot of stress, honestly. That's really what this all comes down to, a lot of stress. So I will definitely address this when I talk about what to expect for this year. But speaking of the whole big Call of Duty celebration, I'll admit it didn't go quite as planned. Partly because of the aforementioned internet issues that I realized. If I had known how big of an issue that was and how long it would last, I probably wouldn't have made this big, oh, let's celebrate Call of Duty all year long. At least not in the way I planned, which, I mean, even with a better internet connection, I'm not sure that the way I have planned it really would have worked out in the end. And to kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about is, around Valentine's, I did a whole lot of COD videos themed around Valentine's. I did one for Black Ops 3 with Bloody Valentine. I did one for Modern Warfare Remastered with my Slasher Valentine. Did one for Modern Warfare 19, Heartbreakers and Life Takers. Did one for Black Ops Cold War, The Spy Who Loved Me. Did one for Vanguard, King of Hearts, and finally Modern Warfare 2, In Love and War. And basically this was an attempt to me to, let's look at how most, maybe even all COD games, how have they celebrated Valentine's Day. And even here the plan was to include stuff like Ghosts or Advanced Warfare or Black Ops 4 or Infinite Warfare. All the COD games I never really did the videos of, but which I did since. The plan was just to start with that a lot sooner, but herein lies the problem, really, with this whole celebration thing. It was just too much at too short of a notice, I guess, for me. Too little time to adapt to that plan. If I could rewind time back to the start of 2023, I'm not saying I wouldn't have done this type of celebration by including pretty much every card game I could, but I would definitely have done it in a different way. So that is probably one of my big regrets this year. But at the same time, I'm also sort of happy with. I mean, I should be happy with how it turned out, because there has been a lot of COD content. Primarily Modern Warfare 2, of course, since that was the main game. But also with all the other COD games, I did a lot with. Maybe not a lot, but I did quite a bit with Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 19. And finally even got around, and World War II, can't forget that, especially as of lately. And I also can't forget that I did eventually do the whole, let's do things with some of these COD games I haven't really done content for previously, or at least not in video form like this, like, as I said, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare, and such. But at the same time, I also wanted to still have that variation of content. I'd say I've succeeded in that part. Well, for the most part, anyway. Obviously, there's been a lot of COD, but I also feel like I have still been able to provide a relatively good balance of different games. Primarily, Rainbow Six has been a bit of a focus on, since I realized that, oh, it's the 25th anniversary. I should probably do something grand for that, but maybe not as grand as with the whole COD anniversary, because that was way too big to begin with. Maybe done a fair bit of Star Wars Battlefront 2 as well. Even managed to squeeze in a bit of a Battlefield. Yeah, it has. I suppose it depends on how you look at things. I'm always gonna remember 2023 as the year I was completely and totally stressed with, there's so much to do, and also missing out on doing a lot of things, like say Weekend at Locus, and that is gonna be something I really regret, missing out on a lot of things, not really. And missing out on a lot of other things as well that I wanted to do, but because I feel like I was constantly on need to do something. And that also brings me to, and I think my year can be completely summed up by how I handled this summer. Because last summer, or the summer of 2022, that was a good time because I had a lot of content. Now, a lot of that was to do with the fact that I had no computer for 6 months. So I had a lot of things that I needed to get out. And even though it felt like I was constantly making videos, I still had a great time. Definitely helped that I kind of had that 6-month long break. So I wanted to recreate that the summer of 2023, but I feel like I took things way too far. And really, it just sums up with how I've handled this year. Like I'm not gonna say that, oh, this has been an awful year, because I mean I've done a lot of stuff. So I'm not regretting that. The only thing I'm really regretting is how I approached making stuff. Because what I ended up doing for this last summer was to have, oh, there's gonna be daily content. Of course, that didn't include just videos, but also streams. But then there came a problem with when I had like streams planned, but then things fell through because of one reason or another, or there were sudden family plans, or if there even was, previously planned stuff where I just said, oh, I'm just gonna plan to have a video out on um, that week, on that Saturday instead of a stream, since I'm gonna be busy with something else. But the problem was that I was just in a constant, oh, I'm making videos for, tomorrow, or sometimes even, oh, I'm making a video for today. And it was just incredibly stressful. And I was kind of like, why didn't I feel this last summer? And then I realized that was because I didn't have there must be daily things. Summer of 2022 was just, okay, Monday through Fridays, there are videos. Weekends, I may do streams, but if not, there wasn't really any other videos. So I think that was the big mistake I did, and then I feel that also translated into the rest of the year, where I felt like I was constantly behind. And of course, as I mentioned, I didn't do any weekend Lokas after summer. So yeah, that is how I view the year of 2023 when it comes to my channel. I'd say overall a good year, because I'm still happy with what I have accomplished. I just wish I could have done more, or at the very least, done things in a different way. But I suppose that's what a new year's for, to learn from the mistakes of the past and try to not attempt them in new ways. Yeah, I think a part of me was thinking about, oh, what videos can you, or like going through each video series, but I think that's going to be a bit of dull. One thing I can say is that all these little mini series I've done with older card games, and I think that was also a thing that helped, because I kept thinking, no, it must be full-length videos, until I realized that there's no way in heck I'm gonna be able to do full-length video of Ghosts. It's gotta be a smaller format, so a mini series it is. I would have liked to finish the year of 2023 by having all of them finished, but I still have a lot of clips. So there are gonna be, they're still gonna be here, so to say, throughout 2024. Not very frequently, and I have already planned things ahead a little bit to when those are gonna make an appearance, and it is gonna be in a way that makes a degree of sense in a way, so it's not completely random. Same kind of goes with the Call of Duty video series I did. The one that's just called Call of Duty, with the first episode being answering the call. I think in hindsight, on one hand, I probably should have done that for my grand ideas, instead of having, multiple videos with the, like I mentioned with the whole Valentine's Day thing. But on another hand, I am also happy with how that particular series has ended up, with it being more in line of what the original game was supposed to be. Like paying respects to the actual soldiers fighting in this war. Even though I did put up a, I feel like having another one at the end of the year was a good way to bookend things. But there is a possibility we'll still that series will make an appearance later this year. Primarily for Military Appreciation Month, which is in May. and especially since this year is gonna be the 15th anniversary of Call of Duty Endowment, which is legitimately the one good thing Bobby Kotick has ever done in his life. So I'm sure they're gonna find a way to celebrate it in COD. I may do that with the Call of Duty video series. I even have a few ideas based on the mini event they did for Modern Warfare 3, and with all the packs they do. So there is a chance that will make an appearance, along with, say, Black Ops 4 or Infinite Warfare. I still have a bunch of clips. In terms of COD, I suppose it's worth mentioning that I am gonna... Modern Warfare 3 is gonna be the primary series, but I'm still gonna do some Modern Warfare 2 videos, even though I feel like that might not be a good thing considering how similar those two games are. But there are still going to be some Modern Warfare 2 videos, though I'm not gonna do like specific themed videos like I did throughout 2023. Kind of put an example of that. I had a video in mind that was just gonna be called Ghost Stories, and it would just be a bunch of clips where I play as Ghost in Modern Warfare 2. But I think video ideas like that are gonna be more relegated to Modern Warfare 3, and the Modern Warfare 2 videos are just gonna be, you know, using the clips I have, and not necessarily make any specifically themed videos, since that's, as I said, is gonna be relegated more to Modern Warfare 3. And now it just occurred to me that I haven't even brought up the fact that I've done a relaunch of sorts of a lot of my video series, as I'm dropping the only in for most of my gaming videos. Because for a while now, I don't know, I've been feeling a little bored about using that only in for everything. So I've kind of been wanting to do away with it for a while, but I never really came up with a good replacement. So I've just continued using that until fairly recently, when I kind of finally got my brain to thinking about alternative titles. So now Modern Warfare 3 videos, they're just gonna be, they don't even have Modern Warfare 3 in the title, but that may change. I'm doing this as a bit of an experience, and it's been very weird. The beta video didn't take in a lot of views, but that was also very late. I mean, the beta was in early October, and the video ended up at the end of November. So that might explain some things. The campaign video, Operation Find Makarov, ended up with 49 views, which is very good. Now we have the first actual video or episode, Operation SSDD, 136 views, like, oh, maybe I'm onto something here. And then we jump to Operation Team Player, which has just 2 views. So we'll see how this little experiment goes. And Warzone has been turned into Warzone Stories. I think that actually works a lot better. Some of the other COD series like World War II or Modern Warfare 2, which I am expecting to still make quite a few videos on. I'm just using the game name. It's just you know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Friendly Showdown, like I uploaded the other day. Because I feel like it's maybe a tad bit late for the launch of those specific series. There are a few video series that are gonna keep the only in name. All the Battlefields, obviously, because they, I mean, that's part of their shtick, you know, only in Battlefield. I'm also gonna keep it for Star Wars Battlefront 2, at least for the time being. We'll see. I'm using up all my remaining PS4 footage because, and that is also something I've been working towards to use up as much PS4 footage I can, and then move on to using PS5 since high quality and everything. So Battlefront 2 is gonna keep the only in name, at least for now. I think it's fitting considering it's also made by DICE. But if I come up with a better name by the time I get around to using PS5 footage, I might switch names there as a bit of a relaunch. If not, I'm also fine with that, keeping the only in name. Rainbow Six Siege is gonna keep the only in name because I'm actually winding things down on that series. I have played quite a bit of Siege, but it's just not the same. And I've been going into that on numerous streams, and the fact that I haven't really played that with my friends in forever also helps with that. So I am in the planning stages of the last couple of videos, and then pretty much cap things off. Although I don't think I'm gonna do a definitive ending, just in case I ever decide to get back, or I end up, I'm in the siege mode for this particular week. Let's just play a lot of it or something. We'll see. Almost forgot. Only in gaming has become just gaming things, but otherwise it's it's just a semantical thing. But yeah, as for what to expect during the year of 2024, my first priority and what I'm gonna focus a lot on is just the return of Weekend of Locust as a consistent series. So that is something I am gonna work extra on to make sure that there are weekly streams, because I do miss Weekend of Locust, and I do have some ideas for games to play during this year. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, but there's also gonna be a bit of a Skyrim focus this year. Now, this isn't necessarily anything to do with YouTube, but kind of like how I've been focusing on Call of Duty during this last year because 20th anniversary. I'm gonna have a bit of a, at least on my private end of things, have a bit of a role-playing game focus, since partly because apparently Dungeons and Dragons are gonna celebrate their 50th anniversary or something like that, and that kind of got me inspired, so to say, to make 2024 the year of the RPG. But that's going to be more of how I play things on my end, and not going to do a big thing about it on YouTube like I did with COD. But obviously it's going to trickle down into the channel in some ways, and that actually rounds things up nicely with Skyrim, because I do still have that Dawn Guard playthrough I need to finish. And then I also remembered that, actually the next thing wouldn't be Dawn Guard, because with the way I left things off, in my last Skyrim stream, I was actually supposed to head to Markarth, and kind of gone back and forth on how to approach that, but I think I'm just gonna make it part of Weekend at Locust for, just simplicity's sake, and also kind of a, I guess, decent enough start of the year, just having random adventures in Markarth, which there's gonna be a lot of things happening the moment I step into that gate, into the gates. But yeah, so yeah, there's absolutely going to be a Skyrim focus. Also, Elder Scrolls is celebrating their 30th anniversary that year, or this year. And I do have some different ideas that I want to do, but I'm not gonna go into details just now. I've already talked for so much. But yeah, so expect a lot of Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, Skyrim, and whatever else I end up playing. I'm also not gonna go into too much specifics of what different videos I'm planning, but you can expect a little bit of everything. There's gonna be a lot of COD still, primarily Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, but also pretty much everything else. You can expect a lot of Battlefield. I think especially 2042, since I still have loads and loads of clips. Since I am so far behind, I've kind of realized that, oh, maybe let's not try to follow. And actually that also goes for Modern Warfare 2, which I tried to do, kind of follow the seasons, but always ended up being a bit behind. That is something that's gonna go in general, but also specifically in how I plan future 2042 videos. Battlefield 5 is still gonna be a thing, since, well, considering how 2042 ended up, I don't really see a reason to end the Battlefield 5 series just yet. I still jump back on 5 every once in a while, and I'm having so much more fun than I have with 2042. It's actually almost depressing how Battlefield 5 actually feels. Like, playing that on the PS5 feels more like a next-gen experience than 2042, which is supposed to be the next-gen experience. It's depressing. But yeah, 2042, gonna be a lot of content for that still, ironically enough. Gonna be some content for 5 as well. Rainbow Six Siege, as I said, I'm winding things down, but there's going to be at least a few more videos. Don't know how many exactly, especially with some plans I have in mind. Battlefront 2 gonna continue, and Just Gaming things. I mean, that's just, you know, that can be literally whatever. So that is also gonna continue. Am I doing any other series? Oh, Ace Combat 7. How can I forget? Probably because I don't do a lot of Ace Combat 7 videos. I have planned to do a bit more frequent Ace Combat 7 content, but yeah, that is something that you can expect this year at least. Haven't decided if I'm gonna rename the series, mostly because I haven't really come up with a good alternative that also makes sense. The only one I come up with right now is like Ace of Aces, but that makes it maybe a little bit more serious. You can expect Ace Combat content again. In fact, this month is the 5th anniversary for Ace Combat 5, and there is going to be a video out on the actual anniversary. I would have liked to make it more specifically about, you know, tying it into the 5th anniversary, but it's gonna end up being using clips from 2 different video ideas I had that kind of fell through for various reasons. But at least it's something, and then there's gonna be a stream of that week. But also there are a couple of other Ace Combat anniversaries coming up, like Ace Combat Infinity's 10th anniversary, and I swear I'm not gonna go into a rant of how much I miss that game in this video. I do that every time in the Ace Combat streams anyway, so that is something I'm gonna make content around. There's gonna be content around Ace Combat 5's 20th anniversary. And who knows, maybe I'll even do a playthrough of that game. That is one of my all-time favorite games after all. Just in general, something I have kind of tried a little bit of the last few weeks of this year is to have 1 week where it's kind of centered around one theme. Like this, like a second week technically of December, where it was just a bunch of Star Wars videos, because I kind of labeled that as, oh, let's make it Disney week. The plan was to have Disney feature or time Modern Warfare 2 into that as well. somehow. The week before Christmas was Steven Spielberg week, since I felt that was relevant for the COD's 20th anniversary. So there was, primarily around Saving Private Ryan. Since I never did videos for that, I only did a stream on the actual anniversary. So there may be things like that, or even months. Like I said, Military Appreciation Month or Star Wars Month. So there might be multiple themes, but that is something I may theme certain weeks or even months around. Especially because I have so much, such an extensive backlog of footage that sometimes I don't really know what to do with it, since it's so old. But if I make different themes around it, that kind of makes it make a degree of sense. So yeah, but now I feel I'm just rambling. I can say I'm not looking forward to editing this. But yeah, that is I still did a lot of things. So I am gonna try my utmost to be happy about what I have accomplished and not be too sad about what I didn't accomplish. Since that is a general characteristic trait of me, I tend to be a bit pessimistic when it comes to things like that. But I do think overall I have done a lot of good things this last year. I completely forgot. One thing I'm gonna do for 2024 that's probably gonna help a lot is I am gonna be much stricter with my upload schedule, because I feel that also amplified my stress, where I kept trying to have videos for almost every weekday. But this last few weeks I have made things a bit more stricter, and it's gonna be even stricter throughout the year. So it's gonna be, my plan anyway is that there's gonna be videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and a stream on Saturday or Sunday, or maybe even Friday sometimes, like it used to be. So I am gonna be a lot stricter with my schedule, and that's probably just gonna help me. I may even keep that strict schedule during the summer, so that I can, instead of constantly making videos, I can focus on recording stuff, and maybe even make things, start making videos that is gonna be for a later date. Kind of get ahead of things, and especially so that if, for instance, there is a week where there is actually daily content, it's gonna be a special occasion, and not because sometimes I feel like, I actually want to have daily content for this specific thing, but I'm gonna try my best to keep that to actual special occasions and not try to make it a regular schedule, because that just stressed me out, and is also one of the contributing factors why I haven't really done Weekend at Locus for a good chunk of the year. But yeah, that is probably a bit too rambly. Can't help it, unfortunately. That's just the way I am. But yeah, that is how I feel about the year of 2023, and also a bit of what you can expect during 2024. And I hope you enjoyed this still rambly video. And until next time, fare thee well.
No one's ever really gone.